Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?
It's Saturday night. You know what that means. We are cooking live. My name is Christina, and you, my friends, are here on the main, and we are making Salisbury steaks with an incredible mushroom gravy. There's gonna be some nice onions in there too, and it's gonna all be paired with some buttered noodles. This is a winner, guys. You are in for a real treat tonight. If you are joining us for the first time, we are cooking everything live from start to finish. If you're watching the rerun, you know I always put timestamps down below for you. I got you, don't worry. We cook live so that you guys can see how this is done in real time, step by step, so that nothing is ever intimidating and you can bring all of this to life in your own kitchen. Helping us make this live stream a success each and every Saturday is Tech Savvy. Thank you so much, guys. They are fighting for the little guy, one of the top providers for internet in Canada. Make sure you give them a call if you haven't yet. Now, we've got a lot happening tonight. Stick with me. I'm going to get you to where we need to go. I've got my wine poured. So should you, I hope. We are cooking with red wine tonight. We're going to break this down into a few components. The first one is the actual steak, the Salisbury steak. Now, this is a steak made of ground beef. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the sauce, and we're going to boil our noodles while all that is happening. You're going to need a few things to get started. One is a pound of ground beef. I'm using medium ground beef. This is awesome because you get that extra fat that's going to melt down and keep everything nice and tender. And I've got an array of ingredients here. You're going to need 4 garlic cloves, a small onion, an egg. You're going to need 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, some black pepper, 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and yeah, some dried thyme, cannot forget that, and of course a little bit of salt. And if you guys were here last week, we made some Greek burgers. I'll link it up here below for the rerun. I'm going to show you guys, we're going to use that same burger technique that we used where we mixed our ingredients first before adding the meat. So this is going to be good. I'm really excited about it. As always, we want to make sure we have a knife out. You want to make sure you have a board. Get a wet paper towel under your board so it doesn't move anywhere. I see we've got some friends here. We got Jessica, Ron, Kathy, all my friends from the French Riviera. I love you guys. Thank you so, so much. We'll review the ingredients for the sauce as soon as we're ready to get there. But first, we want to start with these Salisbury steaks. So guys, I want you to grab your onion. We're going to do a very, very fine chop on this onion. And that's because we want these to meld into the steaks that we're making. I'm cutting off the pole end, slicing right through the root, and I'm just gonna peel these onion skins off. We don't need these. Thank you so much, guys. If you ever want to cook live with us, I post the ingredients on Instagram a couple days before, and that's how you can get these ingredients in advance and sign on to cook live with us on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is so much fun. If you guys have any requests of what you'd like to see in the future, leave that in the comments down below. I'm going to slice through this onion the way you've seen us do so many times before. And now, however you need to slice your onion to get it chopped up fine, just do that. Doesn't need to be super precise. Even if you just get it chopped up on your board and run your knife through a whole pile of times, that will get you there. And I'm going as thinly as I can because, guys, pro tip coming up. We are going to saute this onion and garlic and thyme in some olive oil on the stove before we add it to our Salisbury steaks. Now, it's a little extra step that I believe builds a lot of flavor. And guys, a lot of flavor is exactly what is coming tonight. You are going to be able to come back to this recipe time and time again. Now, my onion is still a little bit on the large side. I'm aiming for about 1/3 cup. So I'll do a little bit more than this. Any onion I don't use in this burger step, I'll just throw into the mushroom gravy because you can't have too much onion in this recipe at all. Candace says, Dan just yelled, yeah, did a happy dance. And I said, we're in for a treat. Guys, this is a really kind of cool recipe because it allows you to take a really economical cut, like a ground beef, which is obviously going to be cheaper than steak, and you can really turn it into something special and make it stretch. So this is definitely one that you're going to want to put in your back pocket. It's going to be a go-to because, I mean, I don't know about you, I do struggle sometimes with what to do with ground beef. It's like burgers. Sometimes I'll do a bolognese sauce, and that's like, it's limited. The tacos that we've done, I'll link those here. It's tough. It's tough to know all the time what to do with ground beef. So what I'm gonna try and do is bring you guys more and more of those types of ideas so that you can come here and then you'll know exactly what to do with your ground beef. Garlic, that's what's up next. Give those garlics, we've got 4 of them here, a big whack with your knife. Don't be shy here. We want to grab those peels right off. And this is important because we are going to be flavoring these steaks from the inside out and from the outside in. This mushroom gravy is going to be fire, guys. I mean, hello, we're using onions, we're using mushrooms, red wine, beef broth, all to make a gravy. I mean, who's doing that? You are in your kitchen. Congratulations. I'm just peeling this garlic. And guys, what I want you to do right before you start chopping this garlic, or at some point right now, is get that stove on. I'm just using, you guys have seen me use this before, a nice big skillet. I'm using stainless steel. If you have nonstick, that's gonna work for this. I wouldn't use a cast iron, maybe enameled cast iron would be good. I'm just using a stainless steel, about 2.5 inches deep. And I'm gonna turn this onto number 6, kind of a medium high. And that's just gonna start to come up to temperature because like I said, we're gonna rock our knife through all this garlic, bigger smash, get it nice and pulverized so it makes your job easier. And you know, this pro tip, guys, just a little sprinkle of salt onto that garlic is gonna help us get it chopped. And remember, when we're seasoning up these steaks, when we're seasoning up this meat, you already have a little sprinkle of salt in here. And you're gonna notice we're gonna season these a lot different than we normally do because we're cooking with some salty ingredients. We're cooking with Worcestershire sauce, we're cooking with Dijon mustard. These ingredients bring a lot to the party. So when you guys are, doing riffs on different recipes at home, you really need to think about all the components that go in and how it's going to affect the final dish. If your recipe calls for something super salty like a Worcestershire sauce, don't go crazy salting your meat because you're gonna end up with too much. So these are some things when you guys are evaluating a recipe online to say, oh, how's this gonna turn out? Really take that into consideration, the overall salt in your dish, because you guys know in a restaurant, they are salting your food properly. And that's why it tastes so damn good. I know, I'm here for it. That's why I say too, to use a good salt. Use a kosher, use a Himalayan, something, use a sea salt, just something else other than regular table salt. Because that table salt has a funny, a very, very fine granule, and it's very hard to control the amount of salt that you're putting because it just slips right through your fingers. You have no control. So I'll show you guys what we have happening here other than garlic all over my hands. If you have any questions, throw them down in the chat. That is one of the best parts about cooking live, guys, that I can answer your questions live. I'm just gonna wash up really, really quick. And wow, it is smelling like garlic, onion, phenomenal. Bring that olive oil to the stove along with your onion and garlic, because we're just going to saute this lightly. We don't want to go crazy. We are calling for 1/4 teaspoon of thyme in the meat. Just put that right on your plate because it's all going in there anyways. So I've got my thyme, onion, garlic all chopped up. Olive oil. Oh, we brought it over there already. I'm one step ahead of myself. Can you believe it? So I'm going to use a rubber spatula for this because, pro tip, what we're going to do is we're going to saute these aromatics, these alliums, I should say, and we're going to want to get everything out of the pan when it's done. So this is going to help us do that. Use whatever you have, but if you happen to have one of these, definitely use this. Tell me how you guys are doing. What are you drinking tonight? I've got a Cab Sauv Carmenere Syrah blend from Chile. Not going to complain about that. And I'm going to, I'm not going to bring you guys to the stove because this is very, very straightforward. I'm going to start with the olive oil, get about 1 tablespoon in the pan. You guys know, just do 1 turn of the pan. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go super quick. You don't need to go super fast. Just 1 nice turn of the pan. Get that olive oil warm and then just pop your aromatics in here. You want it to sizzle, but you do not want to develop any color. If you find your heat is too hot, turn it down. You gotta be in control here, guys. And sometimes what we do is we start on a bit of a higher heat so that we can get the heat up and under the pan, and then we turn it down once our food is in there. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna turn this down to number 4 because I just want this to sweat. You literally want it to sweat. I know you all know what that's like. I know we forget when we're in Canada and it's the dead of winter. We're almost there, we've almost made it. But just a light sweat. And what this is gonna do is it's going to cut the raw flavor of the onion. I love raw onion, raw garlic as much as the next person. But for these Salisbury steaks to come to the next level and become a Saturday night dish as opposed to just kind of a zhuzhed up meatloaf, this is one of those key steps. So I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like right now. Can they see this? They got eyes on this? You'll see, look, it's just sweating. There's no color. We're not gonna take it much further, just a few minutes. Look, there's so much residual heat in my pan that it's all cooking right here. We got Kathy drinking a Tom Gore. Wow, Ron too, yum. Guys, this smells phenomenal. So good. So good. I'm gonna turn my heat off because, like I said, I don't need a ton of heat under there to get it to where it needs to go. What I do need to do is start on the other ingredients for these Salisbury steaks. Now, couple things, an egg. 1 egg, this is gonna help with binding. Get it into the bottom of a mixing bowl. So 1 egg, 1 second, I got egg on my hand. Checking on these onions, everything's looking phenomenal. So I have 1 egg, a wooden spoon so I can mix all of this. I've got 2 tablespoons of of Dijon mustard right into the bowl. This Dijon mustard is going to bring so much flavor. All of these ingredients are, this is 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. And give this a mix. We want it all to be nice and in there. You can see here. You can see this okay? We're good? Awesome. Just give that a nice mix. Good pinch of black pepper. As much as you like, really. If black pepper is a flavor that you really enjoy, go for it. Add lots. This is to your taste as always. If you don't like Dijon mustard, add more Worcestershire sauce and use something else. Like whatever sounds good to you, go in that direction. That is so good. Okay, these guys are done and I'll show you what they look like. Not very different from before. You'll see no color, just a nice sweat on all of this. And I'm going to get all of this out. I'm scraping it as well as I can, every little bit. And I'm going to add it here slowly to my egg. Now, if I dumped all of this in right away, it might cook my egg. So I'm kind of just alternating, taking a little scoop, plopping it in, mixing it around quickly, tempering the egg, Don't worry, you guys can do this. Get this out here, last of it, right into here. Stir it around. Excellent. My pan is nice and cleaned out. Don't get rid of that pan. This is what we're gonna use to cook our steaks. So we have one more ingredient to put in here, and that's our panko. Take a look at this, guys. This should be smelling phenomenal. You should be smelling the Dijon mustard, the punch from the Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to give this a very small sprinkle of salt, small. Because we're seasoning, when you're seasoning meat, you really want about a teaspoon of salt per pound of meat. So again, because we're adding all of that salt in the form of the Worcestershire and the Dijon, we don't need that now. Panko breadcrumbs. I'm using a 1/4 cup, going right in. This is going to give us some binder. And those panko are going to hydrate as this sits. So if things seem loose or anything like that, don't worry. It'll come together. And these do tend to be looser when we form them. And when they cook and they simmer in that sauce, they start to tighten up. So don't worry, you will get there, I promise. I'm taking out a plate so I can form these beautiful Salisbury steaks. Make sure I've got everything. Yes, I do. I've got an incredible ground beef here from the Piggy Market here in Ottawa. Really great butcher spot. They grind this fresh. So you got to try them. You'll see it really, really nice grind, beautiful color. All that's going right in. And I just use my spoon to break this up and incorporate everything together. If you're a hand mix person, you go for it. I mentioned again in that Greek burger episode, I'm not really a hand mix person. If I have to get in there, I will, absolutely. But it's not my favorite. I think when I recipe tested this with my sister, she did the hand mixing. I'm having trouble remembering because there was a lot of wine consumed that night. My sister is a phenomenal cook and she helps me recipe test for the show. And she does really, really great food at her house all the time. One of my favorite places to go eat because I know I'm eating good if I'm eating at her house. Look at this. Oh, I love to smell it, guys, because you really do get a sense of what the flavor is going to be when you smell it. Even if it's raw meat, smell your food. You need to know what's happening in this bowl because like I said before, you know, if you're waiting until the end to smell your food, to try your food, it's too late. You missed your chance. So get in there. This is looking good. This is looking perfectly mixed. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Everyone's so quiet tonight. I assume you're just cooking, but we are here to make sure you get to where you're going tonight in this meal. So my favorite way to shape patties, I press everything into the bottom of the bowl in an even layer. A nice even layer, just like that. And then I use my spoon to cut it into quadrants. Now, it's not exact, but it's pretty darn close. And that's all we're after. So you can see I've got 4 segments of meat. This is going to be our steaks right here. So I'm going to go in and grab one. Oh yeah. And you want these to be fat little babies. Same thing, guys. I'm not packing these down. I'm not trying to make hockey pucks. I'm trying to make nice tender steaks. So I start by making a ball, and then I make I don't like quite round, but kind of a football shape is what I go for with these. A nice football shape, then they fit in the pan really well. Not too thick. There we go. Just like this. Not too thick, not too thin, but really, again, your preference. And you'll see, like, this is not super compact. It's going to be nice and tender when you cook this up. If you used lean ground beef, you will have a little less tenderness, just a hair, because you don't have the extra fat in the beef to give you that, that juiciness throughout. But the gravy is still gonna get you there. You will still end up with a beautiful, beautiful steak. Look at this. Look at this little baby. Yes, you're so good. Beautiful. Look at that. Bam. Got 2 more left. And because I'm coming down the final stretch, I'm going to preheat my pan again because we're coming back to the stove. We're going to go kind of high this time. I'm going up to number 8, medium high, because what I want to do is get a nice sear on these guys. We are going to start building flavor in the pan. Now, when you get brown flavor, that is good flavor. That reaction between the pan and the meat creating that brown, it's going to leave some brown bits on the bottom of the pan. And onto those, once these steaks are seared, they're going to come out. And then we are going to add our mushrooms and our onions in there. So guys, like, just phenomenal. And I'll probably just give you a quick glimpse over at the stove, but we are gonna stay here at the cutting board because we have to cut that onion. I told you guys to have some mushrooms ready. We'll review those ingredients right after we're done forming these. The ingredients for the sauce. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, let's get rid of this. We don't need it anymore. Wash up those hands. No one needs food poisoning. Although I don't know if you would get food, I don't know if you get food poisoning from ground beef. People eat raw ground beef in burgers. Like, that's a thing. Especially when it's super fresh and it was basically steaks that were ground up and made into ground beef. I mean, hello. Might not be a problem. I mean, I'm not going to find out. You can find out if you want. You're in charge of that decision. Okay. I'm going to do a quick recap of the ingredients that you need on hand for the next step. Let me get rid of this as well because we don't need this anymore. Just the black pepper. So, black pepper, 1 pound of sliced mushrooms. I'm using cremini. Cremini are baby portobello, lots and lots of flavor, just beautiful. I just slice these haphazardly. It'll be good. It'll all end up in there. You don't need to worry too much about this. I've got 2 cups of beef broth. I have the Worcestershire sauce still out because we are going to need 2 teaspoons of this. You're going to want your red wine handy. We're going to use about 1/3 cup, but if you've cooked with us before, I think you know we're going to free pour this. 2 teaspoons of cornstarch is going to be necessary to thicken the sauce, and then we're going to finish it all off with some cream and some parsley at the end. It's going to be beautiful. So stick with me, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Olive oil into the pan once it's hot. I'm going for about 2 tablespoons, and I'm gonna get these guys right into the pan. All I'm doing is just putting them in, and I'm gonna show you guys up close what this looks like in 1 second. You want a nice sear, you wanna hear it happen. That means your pan is hot enough. Beautiful. So let me show you what this looks like. Absolutely beautiful. So these steaks are in the pan. They're looking phenomenal. You'll see we have some browning already happening on the bottom because we did saute the onions in here and we're building flavor. So I've got this up on number 8. I'm just gonna kind of turn it back to number 6 because I don't want any burning to happen. And you wanna leave these alone so that they can caramelize and get brown. If you fuss with them, they will not get brown and they will be very upset with you. Now, around this time, I also want you guys to get a pot of water going because we have about 3.5 cups of egg noodles that are just gonna be phenomenal. And these egg noodles are going to be boiled in the water, and we're going to toss them with butter. And we want these to be ready at about the same time as the steaks. So pot of water on, very simple. We're going to salt this when the time comes, but just do this for now and we'll get there. Now, I'm going to check on this ever so slightly just to see where we're at. Okay, so I tried to check on this, guys, and I want to show this to you. I got some sticking. That's a good thing. That means the browning is happening and they are not ready to be flipped. If you get sticking, leave it alone. I'm on number 6. Monitor your heat. Don't let anything burn. Don't let anything get too brown. What you do need to do is start chopping that onion. So grab an onion. This is what you need. Come on. We're going to give it a slice. We got to peel it first. Like always, pole end off. Get rid of all of this. Give it a slice down the middle. If this is your first time watching us live, my name is Christina. You are watching here on the Main, and we are making Salisbury steaks with buttered noodles in real time, so you, my friends, can learn all of the pro tips about how to do this in your own kitchen. A lot of internet recipes don't show you every single step, and that's exactly what we're trying to break down, is show you every single step, including how to slice the onion perfectly for this sauce. So you're actually going to cut the pole end off as well. We don't need those guys. And we're going to cut this way on the onion. So we want to do a thin slice. It doesn't need to be paper thin, but we do want it to not be too thick because it's going to have to cook down in the same amount of time as the mushrooms. And we do want to develop some color. So I'm just slicing through this onion, and if you guys remember, I had a little bit of onion left from before. Go for it, add it in. I promise, you can't have too much onion in this. I mean, maybe if you were adding like 2 whole onions or something, that might be too much onion. But otherwise, it's not too much onion. Okay, this guy, one last little slice through the middle. How are these guys doing? Oh yeah, those need to be flipped. Let me check on them, come on. I'm turning this down because I'm getting lots of browning in the pan. I'm going to help these come up. And you'll see, I can show you the color right now. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Once we start, ooh, that one's falling apart. It's okay, just get it there, guys. Just gotta get it there. Once these come off the heat, they're not going to brown anymore, so I really do want to get this kind of color on them because that's where flavor comes from. There we go. Get a plate handy. You can actually use the same plate that you formed them on because we're going to go back in and keep cooking them. We don't need to worry too much about cross-contamination because it's going to be cooked. So I'm just taking this onion and cutting the rest of what I have because I don't want anything to go to waste. Just a quick little chop on this. And you guys, you can see how much beautiful brown flavor is in the bottom of this pan. That's all gonna come up when we add that wine. Hopefully you're still drinking your wine. Oh, there's Jill, how's it going? Rob, how's it going, Rob, in Sudbury? Rob is a phenomenal photographer in Sudbury. He's definitely the go-to in that city. I'm checking on these over here. Oh yes, we have good color on the other side. Like I said, these are gonna look like they wanna fall apart. You're gonna get there. Don't worry. If they do look like they're gonna fall apart, it just means you're gonna have an ultra tender Salisbury steak. My personal preference is I'd rather have them on the crumblier side, juicier, more tender, than to add more panko and get a tough steak. I mean, that doesn't sound good to me. Does it sound good to you? I mean, if it sounds good to you, add half a cup of panko, add a full cup of panko, but you know, I'm just saying. Once you have some nice color on the other side, which I absolutely do, I'm just going to remove these onto the plate, just like this, and I'll show you the beautiful color we have on the bottom of this pan, because we are going to add in our mushrooms and onions. Oh, that is good. I'm not even gonna lie, I licked my fingers. Oh yeah, okay. Onions into the pan, all of them. Oh my gosh, it smells like I don't know if this is gonna sound good to anyone else, but a fast food, like burger joint. That's like what this smells like right now. I'm going over to the stove with all of these onions, just beautiful. And you'll notice we're not adding any garlic to this because there's already lots of garlic in the main portion. So I'm using the residual fat and juice that's in the pan. Come over here, they need to see this. And what's gonna happen is these onions are gonna release liquid. The mushrooms are going to release liquid. So look, as the onions, I'm gonna get my heat up to number 6. As the onions start to release their liquid, you're going to be able to scrape everything off the bottom of the pan. And that is the base of our sauce. Guys, when you go to a restaurant, this is what they're doing. They call this fond. When you see this fond on the bottom of the pan, all you need to do to turn this fond into a sauce is introduce moisture. Right now, I'm doing that in the form of onions, and very soon I'm gonna do it in the form of mushrooms and then red wine. So, I'm going to get the heat up under here. Now that these onions have had a head start, I'm also going to add the mushrooms. This is a boatload of mushrooms, guys. Like, look at this. How can something not taste good when you have this many mushrooms? If you're not a huge mushroom fan, use less mushrooms. Whatever works for you. I'm jacking up the heat on this because I really want that steam to start happening. And sometimes what I even do is I introduce a lid to the pot, and what that does is it traps all of the steam so that everything kind of wilts down. These mushrooms are going to let off a lot of liquid. We want that liquid to release, evaporate, and that nice golden brown is what's going to help add color to our sauce. So this is all just happening. I'm still using this because it's actually working really well for me. And don't worry if it seems like you're running out of room in your pan. It happens. It's going to wilt down so much that you don't even need to worry. Not one bit. And this needs to cook. It needs to go. Beautiful. Let me know how you guys are doing. That we're having success this evening. I'll grab your comments. Oh, that is so good. That's a nice wine. I enjoy that. I don't think I've ever said I don't enjoy that. Have I ever said that? No, I don't think I've ever said that. It happened, actually, COVID summer, the summer before that, I was in Italy with my 2 best friends, and we actually decided it would be a good idea to, we had an apartment in Rome for 2 weeks. We decided it would be a good idea to go to the store and buy the cheapest red wine that we could find and drink it. And I don't know why we thought this was a good idea, but that wine was so terrible. It was so sickeningly sweet. We had to send my friend Jessica, who's cooking tonight, we had to send her out to one of the restaurants at 1 a.m. to get us some bubbly water because it was unpalatable. We couldn't drink it. It tasted like syrup. I guess it was like it just seems so romantic in our minds. Like, oh, let's drink cheap red wine in Italy. It worked out in the end, but I tell ya, spend a little bit more and get a better bottle because that was not enjoyable out of the bottle. And you'll see here I've got nice wilting happening. Everything is releasing. Everything is shrinking down. Just beautiful. Oh man, we ended up drinking it on ice. Ron's a little bit behind. No worries, Ron, you'll get there. It's very easy from here. I've got my heat up quite high on number 8 because I do want this to come down quite a bit. And you'll see when I'll show you guys. Look at all the liquid coming out of these mushrooms. That is what we need to evaporate. This liquid is not going to be in our sauce. We're going to concentrate the flavor. So I'm going to turn up my heat a little bit more so that this happens faster. And I'm just going to keep moving this around. Rob says it probably wasn't wine. I mean, who knows? Who knows what it was? That was a very good trip. It was a very good time. Rome is one of my favorite places to travel. If you guys want to see how to make any of the traditional Roman pastas, carbonara, alla matriciana, alla grecia, any of those we can certainly do. I love them. Arrabbiata, spicy. The thing is though, and I know everyone's probably gonna say carbonara, just waiting for the carbonara comments. The thing with the carbonara is you need to get your hands on good guanciale. And guanciale is the pork cheek, the pork jowl. Here in Ottawa, we do have a good spot. Seed to Sausage on Somerset does it really, really, really well. But if you don't have access to really good guanciale, honestly, it's I wouldn't recommend taking on the endeavor of making carbonara because it's not gonna be great. It really isn't. I'm sorry. And everyone says, just use pancetta, it'll be fine. And if you can get your hands, same thing, on some really, really good pancetta, go for it. But I find grocery store pancetta, it doesn't cut it, and it's not great quality. But maybe if we do an episode like that, we can get Seed to Sausage to like do shipping on their guanciale and send it to everybody who wants to make it. And eggs, you need to have like farm fresh eggs, the yellowest yolks. The chickens need to have eaten like bugs and things, or else it's just not going to get you there. It really won't. So guys, look, we are building this gravy. Smells incredible. I haven't even added any salt to this yet. You guys wouldn't have added any salt yet either, hopefully. And it's already letting out this much liquid. You can see the contents of my pan have reduced by half. And if I move I'll show you guys, look how much liquid is still coming out. That means we still have work to do. And you guys do this, take your spatula, push everything up. You still have work to do if you still have all that liquid coming out. This is looking good. Ron says he went to Rome with Darren and Maureen, who are cooking tonight. Darren and Maureen! What's going on, guys? Welcome. Do you guys love Rome as much as I do? Did you love it as much as I did, Ron? God, it's like a second home at this point. I just love it. See? And remember our audio cues as well. We go from a bubbling and almost simmering sound where you're hearing water to a sizzle, a sear. Can you hear that? We're hearing a sear. That means, see, if we were over here cooking right now, I would know that this was getting to the spot that it needed to be at because I'm hearing searing. So what that means is all of the liquid that these mushrooms and onions are going to give up, they've given up. And now they're saying, okay, we're done boiling now. Now we're going to sear and develop caramelized flavor. And I want that to happen. Look at this, beautiful. Facial time. This water is hot. I'm going to turn it down because I'm not ready for it yet. Check the cooking time on your egg noodles. Mine is 8 minutes. So when I'm 8 minutes away from this, I'm going to drop these. And it's not going to take too long. I've got a sizzle on my mushrooms and onions. I keep flipping them to make sure that there's no more liquid hiding. This smells so good, guys. This is our only opportunity to develop flavor. So really spend the time here to develop that flavor. Oh yes. If you guys are cooking greens tonight, definitely get those working. I think I might. I have some broccolini in the fridge that I might just throw in under the broiler. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just gonna leave this here to develop some color. This guy is boiling. I'm just gonna take him off the heat because it's so hot. Enjoy my wine. If you guys have any questions, now's a great time to throw them down in the comments. Everyone seems to be doing so well tonight. Proud of you guys. Makes me so happy we could do this together on a Saturday night. We will keep doing this as many Saturday nights as we can manage. Come and see this now. I want to show them what this looks like. I'm pushing everything up, and you'll see I have brown at the bottom of my pan. I have no liquid coming out, and I have new fond that has created. We need that new fond because that is the flavor for our sauce, and we're going to get it all off the bottom of the pan with wine, and we're going to do that right now. Perfect. Okay, right before the wine, I want to season this up with some salt. I'm going to do just a little sprinkle, because again, we can always go back in with salt if we need to. I'm going to go in with freshly cracked ground pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon right in there. Again, if you really like black pepper, this is a time to shine. This is actually a spice. You know, people say salt and pepper, and it seems like they go together. They don't go together. I don't know who started talking about that, but they don't go together because pepper is an actual spice. It's very floral. It's warm on the tongue. You don't add it to everything. And I'm toasting it right now, warming it up, and I'm ready to add the wine. So about 1/3 of a cup. If you think I'm measuring, you're crazy. I'm not measuring this. I'm going one big turn of the pan. I'm using the liquid. Come over here and show them this. I'm using the liquid to scrape up everything on the bottom, deglaze that pan, smell that wine. Oh my Lord, that smells good. See, look at that. Bottom of my pan is clean. You get all the liquid in there, scrape, scrape, scrape. Turn the heat down. I'm going down to number 5. Beautiful. Kathy says, we so appreciate you doing this. Thank you, Kathy. Look at this, guys. Remember how much we started with? Look where we are now. Heck yes. That is what we want to smell. Now, add that beef broth. I've got 2 cups right here. Beef broth goes in and calm. Listen to that. Just beautiful. In addition to that beef broth, we need 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1, 2. Couple of shakes. Again, I want you guys to get comfortable cooking without measuring spoons and all that stuff. Look at this sauce. You know what I'm going to tell you to do now? I'm sure you guys know if you've cooked for a few weeks. Try it. Grabbing one of my espresso spoons. Getting in here. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Now, the flavor is going to be a little bit muted because we haven't added the beef and it hasn't reduced. But you should start to taste the flavors coming together. You should also be able to taste for salt. You should get a bit of a saltiness, and I'm not getting that yet. So I am going to add just a sprinkle of salt, less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I'm going to dissolve it in here. You have to dissolve the salt before you taste it because that's how you end up over salting food. Let's give this one more try. Oh my gosh. The flavor is phenomenal. I'm ready to add these steaks back. So, do I have a thing there? I thought there was something there. I'm going to gingerly pick these up and nestle them into the sauce. Up, and come show them here. Nestle them into the sauce. The sauce is going to reduce, and we still have to add the cornstarch and the cream. Here we go. Make sure they're covered as much as you can. If it's not completely covered, that's okay. I'll get rid of this plate. And that's now gonna go. I'm gonna move my pot back over, turn it back onto high, because as soon as this comes up to a simmer, this is gonna simmer now for the 8 minutes that my noodles need to boil. Just phenomenal. And I think I actually might take this time to make us a little green to go along with this. I managed to snag some broccolini at the store. And I never buy broccolini because I find it a little bit expensive. Guys, don't even look. Are you showing? Don't look. Don't look. It's crazy. I repurposed these spinach containers for my, I just started doing this for my produce. And I'm looking for, here they are, these little broccolinis. I'll show you guys a little trick that I do. So this is just simmering. I don't even need to babysit this. I'm just letting it simmer. I'll tell you guys about this in a second because we should salt our water right here. And I will show you guys how to do that as always. You'll see I've got a little sidecar of sea salt right here. This is an extra coarse one just because I find they sell it at a very good price at Food Basics. This is hot, so I use everything as a tool. I'm just gonna season this up the same way we always do. I want it to be nice and salty. I'm gonna go 1.5 spoons here because I wanna try it. These are big granules, it's sea salt. Let's see. Let it dissolve before you try it. Oh, perfect. We're up to a simmer on here. Keep it just at a simmer, guys. We don't want a harsh boil. So I'm just gonna turn it down to a number 4. See where the number 4 has us land. Again, if your stove might be hotter than mine, it might be cooler than mine. That's why it's hard for me to give you any recipe on the internet that gives you exact measurements. You have to remember that everyone's stove is different. So watch what's happening. We have a nice simmer, bring it back. The flavors are developing so nice. I'm gonna taste this water. I'm looking for a distinct saltiness and then a dryness on the tongue right at the end. I'm going in with a little bit more salt. Have a few tablespoons of butter on standby because, guys, like what a treat that is. Buttered noodles, hello. Oh, my mom used to always make me buttered noodles when I was a kid. With a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano on it. I mean, see, it's not my fault I'm the way I am. I'm gonna drop these pasta noodles right now, as much as you like. There's no rhyme or reason. I did 3.5 cups, mostly because I wanna have extra buttered noodles so that I can eat them with a spoon after and tomorrow in the middle of the night. So, right in. This is gonna take 8 minutes. So I will set a timer as always so that I can keep track for you guys. Whenever your noodles are ready, drop them. The nice thing about this meal is that I'm putting the lid on because it'll help it come back up to a boil faster. And when your pasta is at a boil, it won't stick. Do not, I know we've talked about this before, please do not put olive oil in your pasta, in your pasta water. That's not a thing. It does nothing except waste the olive oil. Just don't do it. This will help it come back up to a boil faster. What was I saying before? I can't even remember. I can't remember. If you remember, let me know. Perfect. This is coming. I'm just gonna give it a stir because I don't want it to stick and it hasn't quite come back up to a boil. Beautiful. And I am gonna show you a couple things about broccolini. So come over here. Whatever, if you're cooking a green tonight, fantastic. I really wanted this episode to just be about the Salisbury steak, so I'm just doing this because I'm going to show you this because I have a little bit of time right now with this cooking. But first of all, I take a dry paper towel and I put it in one of these just kind of plastic bags from the grocery store, and then I put the greens in there. When I brought these home, I felt that they weren't quite at their best. Like they were a little bit like sad, maybe a little like floppy. So what I actually did was I wet this and I put it in the fridge because see, back up to a boil, perfect. Because the wet paper towel will give the vegetable more moisture so that it can crisp back up. If it's already really crispy and nice, then a dry paper towel will keep moisture away from it to keep it from going soggy or weird or anything like that. So I'm just gonna trim up the ends on these. I'm going to preheat my broiler to high. because honestly, I'm really just gonna broil these. I like a really kind of a crispy broccoli situation. So I'm really not concerned about steaming them. I don't steam vegetables ever. I am of the opinion that steaming is for the devil. It makes everything taste weird and it does not develop flavor. Anytime you have an opportunity to bring brown into your cooking, example, if we can brown this vegetable, it is gonna taste 10 times better. So if I steam it, I'm not introducing any brown at all. So because I'm not introducing any brown, I'm really not introducing any flavor. There's no caramelization happening of the sugars. And yes, vegetables have sugars, my friends. If you're never sure what to do with a vegetable, or you find yourself, I'm cutting off these leaves because they're gonna burn. If you find yourself at the farmer's market and you're like, ooh, that looks great. What is that? How do I cook that? Olive oil and brown it. If you just brown it, you will end up with great vegetables every single time. Put a little lemon on it at the end, salt, pepper if you want, and that's it. You can actually get by doing that to any vegetable and it just lets it sing. In fact, it's very Mediterranean of you because those people let vegetables speak for themselves. They're not drowning them in things like cheese sauce and yeah. No, they're just not doing that. So I just chopped this up beautifully. I'm going to grab a pan. And sometimes I see online, all the cooking people have these pristine pans. I'm convinced they don't cook on their pans. I cook on mine, obviously. So I'm just gonna get this moving. And like I said, I'm just doing this because I happen to have the time while everything is simmering. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll definitely bring you over here so I can see. Maria, my mom, says looking good. Thanks, Mom. Isn't that sweet? So nice. Olive oil onto all this beautiful veg. Salt. That's it. I'll probably put some lemon on this at the end. Give it a massage. Everyone loves a massage. Just like this. Almost like you're at the beach and you are oiling up. Yes. It's gonna be another summer of staying home, I think. So if you're oiling up at a beach in Ontario, I mean, do you, boo? Look at that, look how much better. Okay, see, you can see. Oiled, not oiled. So much better. You just gotta give it a little bit of love, like a littlest bit. It doesn't even need much. It's like the lowest maintenance thing ever. And I want these to char and get blistered. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm just adding a little more salt because some of it came off of my hands. This smells so, so good. So good. And you know, rubbing your hands in olive oil is not the worst thing. It's actually very moisturizing, I do have to say. Look at all this stuff I have here tonight. I always make sure to start with a fresh dishwasher, and that is my tip for success as well. If you guys are ever entertaining, you have people over, I know it's a little bit non-existent right now, but when it comes back, we know it will. It's always start with a clean dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, I mean, my condolences. My advice would be the one cooking, because you should not be the one dishwashing if you are dishwashing, if you're the one cooking. So good, I'm really enjoying that. Okay. Broccolini, I'm just gonna fire in the oven. And I've got it just one level below the broiler. I tend to sometimes forget about things like this until my nose, remember we cook with all of our senses. We cook with our ears, listening for sizzles. We cook with our nose, smelling everything. I've got a beautiful simmer. Come on and see over this. See where we're at with this. A beautiful simmer on these steaks. I'm gonna show you guys how to prep the cornstarch. Right here, I have 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm going to fish a little bit of liquid out of here. Now, you can add some water to this cornstarch, but guys, I worked so hard to get all the water out of this that I'm not about to add water back in. So you do what you want. You just need a little bit, get all the lumps out of this cornstarch. Just like this. And I'm gonna add this. There we go, get it really out of there. We don't want any lumps. I'm gonna add this into my steaks. Get it all in there, all out of there, and stir in gently that cornstarch, because the cornstarch does need to simmer in order to thicken. And sometimes it might be hard to actually stir this, so just kind of jostle the pan, just get it in there however it manages. We still have cream to add. And I know that these egg noodles are gonna be done in 2 seconds. Let me taste one. Oh my gosh, that's good. Come here, come try one of these. It's hot, but you're gonna have one. How's that? Is that good? Oh yeah, that's good. Perfect. I'm gonna get these out of here. I've got my butter on standby. Just gonna drain these. And I don't want all of the water to drain. So instead of, oh, there we go. Instead of shaking them, I'm just gonna leave a little water in there and I'm gonna throw them back in the pot. Just beautiful. Leave those right there. Add my butter. Oh my God, hello. This is what I'm talking about. A little butter. Come over here and show this to them. I've got some butter. I've got some noodle. Am I too far for you? Is that what's happening? Okay, here. There we go. Look at this. You'll see. Where's the butter? There he is. Get that in there. Just stunning. Check on my broccolini. Things are happening. I'm happy with that. Get all that butter nice and mixed in. Let me know how you guys are doing. Just beautiful. You want these noodles to shine, and make sure you try one. I mean, hello. If your sauce isn't to your desired, I gotta eat some of this. I'm sorry, like this. Oh, I could eat that whole pot of noodles just like that, just like that. How are these doing? Yeah, I have some thickness happening. Time to get, where is it? Cream. 1/4 cup just in. The reason we didn't add this right at the beginning is because we don't want it to curdle. Nobody likes curdled cream. That's not fun. Come and see this right here. This is just gonna add a level of richness. And again, I'm just kind of jostling it around, making sure it's all in there. I might actually want this a little bit thicker. So what I'm gonna do is add a little bit more cornstarch. And guys, you get to decide if you want it a little bit thicker, if you want it thinner, whatever works for you, do that. If you're looking at it and saying, actually, I like where this is at, then leave it. When I recipe tested this, I did add 2 teaspoons, and it will thicken as it cools. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I've got another teaspoon here. I'm adding the liquid in. It's this easy, guys. Like, you just kind of mix it up, get it in there. I just want it to be a little bit thicker because I'm imagine how it's gonna coat the noodles. Imagine how this is all gonna happen. Get this all mixed up. Oh, wow. Guys, this is looking so good. So good. Oh, I smell my broccolini. Yep, that's looking good as well. Thank you very much for your service, broccolini. In order for cornstarch to thicken, it does need to be simmering. So let this simmer. If you did add extra cornstarch, give it a final taste for seasoning. You want the salt to be there. Oh, phenomenal. Mine's a hair under seasoned. And that's okay, guys, because Salt dissolves instantly. What you can't do is take salt out. So I'm just gonna dissolve this salt right in, and this is gonna be done. Let me know where you guys are at, what you need, how I can help. How are those buttered noodles? I mean, look, these are glistening. I want to talk about going to the beach and getting oiled up. I mean, oh my God. This is phenomenal. This is done. These things were cooked through probably 10 minutes ago, but them braising in that liquid, so, so good. Final step that you're gonna need, parsley. Get this parsley over here, big chop. I'm gonna chop about half of this right now. Just delicious. Stems and all, we want it all. A nice rough chop. Now this is going to bring some freshness to the party. You need the freshness because we're working with a lot of big flavors. When you're working with red wine, you're working with beef, mushrooms, onions. I mean, hello, look at this. Heck yes. I'm ready. I am ready. The question is the broccolini ready? Yep. I'll let that go just while I plate this out. I'm gonna do this in a bowl. And, oh my God, I don't even toss. Like, look at these noodles. You gotta see these noodles up close. Look at this. Look at these buttered noodles. I can't stop eating them. It's like, oh my God, it's so good. It's addicting. Okay. Now, I'm gonna plate up a beautiful Salisbury steak. Guys, this gravy is gonna thicken a little bit as it cools, so keep that in mind. I'm spooning some gravy over the noodles, some sauce. Right over. I'm doing the Salisbury steak right on top. Oh yeah. I can't even help it. Let's pull these guys. They are happy. Your kitchen is dirty as mine right now. It happens. It happens. I'm gonna just grab a few of these guys right on top. Some parsley. Get in here and see this. Beautiful Salisbury steak. Stunning. You can see that nice piece of meat. Let me cut into this for you. It just falls right apart. You see that? Remember, we cooked those onions. I used medium ground beef so you can see how juicy that is. The noodles below are soaking up this incredible sauce. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. It helps our channel. Make sure you leave a comment when this goes live. I gotta eat this right now. I mean, I would really like to be modest about this, but I can't. It's too good. This is too good. The beefy mushroom flavor. I'm not gonna lie, I just ate another noodle. Like, what's the noodle count at now? I need more noodles. I think this is just a vehicle for noodles for me. Use whatever nudes you want. All nudes welcome. Why are you going to restaurants? Oh my God, this is so, so good. I have my broccolini sizzling behind me. I got these pans are hot as hell on the stove. Guys, grab your wine, grab your Salisbury steak, have an incredible, incredible dinner. If you don't have any questions, and it doesn't look like you do because you're probably as hungry as I am, enjoy your dinner, guys. Thank you so, so much for joining me. My name is Christina, and you are here on the Main. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?